Okay, this is a very, very, very important topic that I have mentioned in many videos on my YouTube channel, but it definitely deserves its own dedicated video and something that you guys need to be doing with any library that you're working with. Okay, so as you may know, step one towards doing this full time is getting accepted by a library. Step two, mm, step three, full time income. So, what is step two, right? What is this mysterious thing you have to do to ensure that, yeah, you got, let's say, an album in a library, but, let's say you don't get placements for a year or 2 years or 3 years, and you keep cranking out music and nothing's happening. So, what's this mysterious step two to at least increase your odds? I can't guarantee anything, but at least significantly increase your odds that all the work you're putting into building up your catalog through this library is actually going to end up in placements. Well, it's very obvious. Well, for some people, it's very obvious, but if it's not obvious to you, you should definitely be doing it from now on. And this step two is being in constant communication with your library and asking them, what do they need now? What clients are they working with right now? What projects are coming up? What types of music is needed for the various opportunities that they have in front of them currently? Some members have reached out to me with this frustration that some of you guys have been with libraries for a year, 2 years, and you have no placements or very little. And you're really confused because you're like, well, they are taking my tracks. They keep telling me they love what I'm doing. I keep cranking out music and nothing's happening. They communicate well. They tell me they like my music. They keep accepting them. They keep giving me the contract. They keep giving my consideration fees, but no placements. So what's going on here, right? Well, there are definitely multiple variables in a situation like that I'd have to know a lot more to give you specific advice, because it could be your music. They might like your music, but your music might not be as high quality as maybe some competing tracks within their catalog that are gobbling up all the placements. That could be it. But it could also be, I've kind of mentioned this in a previous Sync Edge Q&A we just did, that you might be cranking out some high quality, let's say, minimal tension tracks, and you're just great at it. It's something that you love and you can just knock them out very quickly. And the library keeps telling you, we love these. Please give us more. Please give us more. Please give us more as much as you can. We love this. Now you keep doing it and they keep accepting it, but no placements. So the missing step two here, the missing conversation is that you need to be asking them, are these tension tracks meant for something that can be placed soon, right? Are you working with any clients or any projects that needs this right now? Because in the library's mind, hopefully they're thinking about this, but they're not always thinking about how to get you placements as soon as possible. They're mostly thinking, how do we make sure that we have a large variety and a high quality amount of tracks in our catalog to be able to serve all of our various clients? So if you're giving this minimal tension music and they think, you know what, we need this because in the future we anticipate we'll probably have some clients that need that. We want to get more into, let's say, reality TV show productions in the future. We're not there yet, but in the future we'll need it. So they see you as somebody who's going to be really useful for them in the future, maybe 2 years in the future, 3 years in the future. Yeah, that's great that they're including you in that future plan, but are you in on that? Do you know that they're waiting for a couple of years before that even is going to be useful, or they're not even sure when your type of music will be useful? They think it will be one day. You don't want to be that producer who's just getting accepted tracks into their catalog, but it's not being actively pitched now, this month, or the next quarter at least, right? So one habit that I got into in my career, which I encourage all of you guys to do, is definitely at the start of each year, and I think at least once a quarter, once every 3 months, to get in touch with your libraries through email or through a phone call, however your regular communication works, and ask them directly, what are you guys working on? What kind of projects are coming up? How can I help best serve those clients and those projects that you have coming up in your pipeline in the next few months? I want to make sure that the effort and energy I put into my music is steered at least in some direction towards these projects that are coming up. So basically, you need to, in many ways, assert yourself and insert yourself into that conversation so that you're not just this background player constantly just cranking out tunes in your genre and you're loving it and they keep accepting it and that's great, but you're not in the room with them talking about what they're currently working on. So in my life, what I regularly did, definitely towards the beginning of each year, is I would wish everybody a happy new year, tell them I was really appreciative of all the work I had done the previous year, and I'm really hopeful and excited for the next year coming up. And to them, give them the opportunity to let me know, let me in on any potential projects that are coming up so that I can be a part of those things, or at least steer some of my music towards them if I can, if it matches sort of the genre specialty that I have, right? So when you insert yourself into those kind of conversations, you're putting yourself in their minds as an insider, right? As sort of one of the inner circle members that's not just trying to crank out music because you want to crank out music and build up a number of tracks out there, but you really want to be a team player. You really want to help them out, and you really want to submit some music that's really going to be useful for their current project. So sometimes libraries will ask you for that, and they'll sometimes just update you, but a lot of times they won't, because it's not really what they're thinking about. I'm sure they appreciate you. They really want to, advocate for you as best they can, but they have a lot on their plate, right? And so part of your job is to advocate for yourself and to put yourself in their mind as a person that wants to be a part of these conversations and wants to be included on custom opportunities that are coming through, or clients that are looking for a la carte music for these, shows or commercials or whatever programs that they're putting together, right? So if you have not been doing this with the libraries that you're partnered with today, that you got to put an end to that. You got to start talking to them. In fact, when you're done with this video, go compose an email if you haven't done this at all. Compose an email to the library you're working with and say, thank you guys so much. Start with a moment, just a note of gratitude, and appreciate them for what they've given you, for the opportunity they've given you to work with them. And then ask them directly, can you let me know what you have coming up in the future? I would like to make sure that I'm steering my talents and my music towards helping you guys serve your clients, right? It's a service mindset still, but you are putting yourself in that position to really do well and to get placements now, right? Like, do you want to get placements in 2 years, 3 years, or do you want to start getting placements this month? That's really what it's going to take. Is you kind of have to be a greasy wheel sometimes, or not a greasy wheel, a squeaky wheel, right? You got to be a little bit squeaky. You got to make a little bit of noise to make sure that people know that you are there and that you're really interested in and being a part of this stuff. Otherwise, they just won't think of you because life is busy. There's just a whole bunch of noise in our lives, and there's a whole bunch of stuff we got to get done in the day. And you might not be at the top of their list, but if you make yourself visible in their mind and in their email inbox or on their phone, right, then they're going to start to think of you and reach out to you. So this is the mysterious step 2 that most of you guys need to start doing to make sure you don't wind up in that place where you've been at something for a year or two and nothing's happening and you're really, really confused about it, okay? So make sure you do start doing that starting today.